Wait, there's too much happening here. There's too much happening. Hold on. I'm thinking, can we go back to Val Royeaux so I can get that family crest for Josephine? Do this in the order they came in? Can we do that? Exalted Plains, Heart of a Snowy Wyvern, yeah. Oh my god, there's so much. But if I'm going to Val Royeaux, then selling the thing to the Chantry might be a thing I want to do too. The history, I mean? Just trying to think about optimal order to do this and all that. Wow, that's so far. Well, see, this one means I don't know if you can walk from here. But yeah, last time I had to walk like that. The Dalish people. Okay, let's give the history back to the Dalish first. I'll give the same party just so they can see this happen as well. Oh, fantastic! I did get the bear claws. Or the bear hide or whatever it was. Was that the last one? Dalish shaver.
Friend.
Oh, that was the very last one on your wish list. Cool. Keeper? I've got some Dalish stuff.
Herald, your return.
I found something about Red Crossing in Danan Hanin.
You explored Danan Hanin? Remarkable. So many have tried and failed. If you went to the Emerald Graves, did you see Tavin and the others?
They were killed. I'm sorry.
I am too. Sorry, but not surprised. Thank you for bringing this to me. It is part of our tale and will be cherished.
Do we need full favor for him to let the guy join us?
One of your clan wishes to join the Inquisition.
Athalanas. Did he say that? Masaranis. But I cannot allow it. You may be Dalish, but your Inquisition is human. I will not let Lorna leave with you. Not when I'm uncertain of your intentions. Dareth Shiral Dalen.
Like, this is the main goal of why we want to do all the Dalish favors around the camp. But if my guesses are correct, what's actually gonna happen is, okay, we collect enough favor, we get 100, and then we collect the guy, and what that'll amount to is getting an agent. Which I feel like is not proportional to the amount of effort we're putting in. Like, I'm just talking from like a gameplay mechanic sort of perspective. I'll do it, but like it's not proportional. The reward is not proportional. Anyway, so that one wasn't even like a... Do I still have to sell it to the Chantry is what I'm wondering about. The histories? Maybe not? Okay, I'll be back for the other Dalish stuff next time. I want to continue off doing the same thing while we can. Which means I'm gonna go to Val Royeaux now because I want to... Oh, no. Oh! Blackwall's thing is in Val Royeaux? Where's Josephine's thing then? Josephine's thing is also here, isn't it? We have to search the shops manually. Okay, yeah. So it was either Dalish or the Chantry. I just gave it to the Dalish, so we don't have to give it to the Chantry anymore. Well, this makes sense anyway because, yeah, we probably want to get Blackwall back as soon as possible. Oh my god, it's raining!
I don't have a concern about this Corypheus or what have you. The right hand will be divine.
A hard one, she. Set on the way things were.
So, perhaps you should amend your tone.
Really? Does she strike you as someone who'll suffer what you dish out?
The right hand being Cassandra? Really? Will she be divine? I have to look for the crest?
Make your purchase quickly, please. They say you are disruptive.
I put your person on the throne, basically. Me, disruptive. Oh, I got an amulet of power for doing one of the war table missions earlier. How do I know if you have the crest or not? What will it be? Will I know it for sure? I guess I just gotta walk around and find out. Oh, it's right here! Montelier Family Crest! I'm so lucky! Fantastic! And I will... What was I gonna do just now? Oh, use the... It's a accessory. I'll use the Amulet of Power. There you go. Which means we finally have points to put in for the Knight Enchanter tree. Yay! My Inquisitor thing is so... It's so short, that's it. For the Mark of the Rift. Knight Enchanter. Let's go. These rare mages receive special dispensation. You gotta let me go in there and do something. Spirit Blade. You create a blade of solid magic to make melee attacks against nearby enemies. Dealing damage with other abilities charges the blade. Attacking expends this charge to deal additional damage. This kind of makes sense for me anyway because despite being a distance mage, I always control myself and I'm always the first to get aggroed. So sure. But the question is, what do I want to take away? Probably Chain Lightning. I don't use it that much anymore. The chaos of combat frightens some, but for you, it's a comfortable rhythm. Regenerate faster mana. Oh, yes. Perfect, perfect. And we'll go with that for now. Try it out. Now, Blackwall is over there. Did you see that just now? There was an exclamation mark and then it went away.
It is our pleasure to entertain. We have nothing to say about events at the Winter Palace.
Mocking the throne earns bardic reprisal, as evidenced by the sadly deceased very knowing.
Do we?
We protest this censorship. Closure and good night.
Oh, they put on their mini plays every so often here.
The Winter Palace assaulted. Duchess Florian disgraced.
A shock, I agree.
A shock? This is devastating. How could you not see as much?
Perhaps I was numbed by the tearing of the sky.
Yeah, that might be a bigger concern than people squabbling around the throne. Before the revelations. Mornay's execution. It's happening in Orlais. Oh, at the guillotine! That's brutal. Is that why it's raining?
Cyril Mornay, for your crimes against the Empire of Orlais. For the murders of General Vincent Callier, Lady Laurette Callier, their 4 children,
what the hell is that guy doing there?
You are sentenced to be hanged from the neck until dead. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Very well.
Human justice.
Poor bastard. So, where's food? Orlesians always stock these things.
Proceed.
Where's Blackwall?
Stop!
A Grey Warden.
This man is innocent of the crimes laid before him. Orders were given and he followed them like any good soldier. He should not die for that mistake.
Then find me the man who gave the order.
Blackwall!
No, I am not Blackwall. I never was Blackwall. Warden Blackwall is dead, and has been for years. I assumed his name to hide like a coward from who I really am.
You, after all this time.
It's over. I'm done hiding. I gave the order. The crime is mine. I am Tom Rainier.
Doesn't change anything for us. Are you gonna let yourself get killed? Blackwall always did seem full of guilt. Wait, but did Mornay die or not?
There is no doubt. Captain Tom Rainier.
He wore the shield.
That is concerning, yes.
Concerning? He's a butcher.
He was talking about the dog thing from his childhood as a smaller microcosm of what he was actually feeling guilty about. It's the same kind of thing. He felt guilty about not helping the dog, and he felt guilty about making the wrong call, giving the order, which caused the wrong people to be killed.
Can you believe it? Tom Rainier himself.
You must know something about Rainier.
I know what everyone knows. He'll hang for the massacre of a noble and his family.
Where did they take the prisoner?
In the jail of the marketplace. If you've goodbyes to say them now. It's a damned mess, but believe you me, it'll be sorted out quick. Lots of people can't wait to see that man swing. Guess not.
This is happening so quickly.
Sir?
Yeah, Blackwall just felt that he couldn't live with himself anymore. That's the main idea. Because he could have, when he came here as a Grey Warden, he could have just activated the right to conscript and saved the other guy, but that would still be kind of like living a lie, because that's not real. And by the sounds of it, there was a Warden Blackwall. Blackwall is real, but it's not him.
You have, of course, notified the stakeholders.
They are expecting
Be careful.
tariffs, though I cannot say they will enjoy paying.
This doesn't look like a prison at all.
Half the coin.
Can I see Tom Rainier?
I didn't take Blackwall's life. I traded his death. He wanted me for the Wardens, but there was an ambush. Darkspawn. He was killed. I took his name to stop the world from losing a good man. But a good man, the man he was, wouldn't have let another die in his place.
He carries so much guilt. It is brave, but I don't want him to die for it.
You saved that man. That took courage.
Courage? I killed innocent people. Destroyed Mornay's life and the lives of others like him. One moment of courage will not make up for that. Why are you here?
I needed you to know you aren't alone in this.
Don't you understand? I gave the order to kill Lord Callier, his entourage, and I lied to my men about what they were doing. When it came to light, I ran. Those men, my men, paid for my treason while I was pretending to be a better man. This is what I am. A murderer, a traitor, a monster.
What was the reason? The real reason why he killed the man? I thought he was just issuing that order based off some other order from higher up. Maybe I have to review that report again. Either way, from the time we've spent with Blackwall, he tries to be a very just person, to make up all of the mistakes he made in the past, and just from seeing all that, I feel like you gotta forgive yourself. You've done good. You're trying your best to counteract all the mistakes you made.
I know you're more than what you say. Have some faith in yourself.
How do we save him, though? Because he's in the jail now.
Yes.
I need to know the details of what you did. Who you killed, why.
I betrayed the Empire and assassinated a general, Ulf Gold. The man was General Vincent Callier. My employer was a Chevalier, Robert Chapuis. Sir Robert believed that Grand Duke Gaspard was the rightful ruler of Orlais and would eventually take the throne. He thought that by eliminating one of Celine's loyal supporters, he might endear himself to the true Emperor. I can't say if Robert's plan would have worked. I didn't care. There was good coin offered, and I took it. By the time Sir Robert's involvement was uncovered, I was long gone. Of course, the Grand Duke disavowed any knowledge of the act and publicly condemned it. Robert killed himself. Poison in his wine. Another victim of the great game.
So much for Gaspard not wanting to kill Celine, huh? Oh, Blackwall, you were just doing mercenary things, basically. But it probably weighs pretty heavy that the guy who gave him the order died, and the people that he's giving orders to are also dying. And he's not dying, it's like survivor's guilt.
You got your men to help you. What did you tell them?
They didn't know who they were attacking. I told them it was an important mission. They trusted me without question. Just as your men trust you.
Okay, yeah, that part does make it a little bit worse than the average mercenary company. It's not the same as Bol and Krem and all those people. Isn't this rubbing salt in the wound? Oh.
Our men follow me because they believe our cause is righteous.
Ooh.
They believe it because that's what you tell them.
To a degree, yes.
My reports say that Callier was with his family. You had them all slaughtered.
I didn't know Callier would be traveling with his family. I assumed only soldiers, armed guards. My men had been told to eliminate everyone. They'd seen war. They thought they were defending their country. No one likes to think about that. But it's names that carry power in this world. Bloodlines. Heirs. No matter how leaders like Celine or Gaspard pretend the game is played, that's how real war is waged.
That shouldn't be how wars are fought. There's no need.
War is unfair, and the sky is blue. But you're right. There was no need for what I did.
There's another thing I'm still wondering.
Yes?
The man on the gallows, Mornay. Who was he?
My second in command. He was a good man. When I heard he'd been caught, I was resolved to stop his execution. Couldn't let another die for my mistake.
I need to know about Blackwall. The real Blackwall.
We met in a tavern when I was on the run. I was nothing. A waste of life. But he wanted to recruit me. We headed to Val for the joining. But Blackwall insisted on making a stop along the way. An old ruin from one of the previous blights. He said it led to the deep roads. I was to go down alone, find a darkspawn, and fill a vial with its blood. When I returned, I found the warden ambushed by more of the creatures. He took a blow for me. He shouldn't have died. It should have been me.
So you never even officially... You didn't do the joining then because you had no idea what to do with the vial. All this time he's been just taking up the mantle of a Grey Warden, trying to do good, to counteract all the bad.
Not saying I disagree, but
Whoa.
Blackwall clearly thought you were worth saving.
No one should have died for me. He would have wanted me to carry on to Val I'm certain. But without Blackwall, there's no proof that I'd been recruited. That I didn't kill him. I couldn't go to the Wardens. But I couldn't just walk away. So, Rainier died. And Blackwall lived.
You could have told the other Grey Wardens that that's what happened. I feel like it's okay, because if... Why would they think... They shouldn't immediately jump to thinking you killed him. Why would the murderer come to the Grey Wardens willingly, if so?
Who were you before this mess?
I was a captain in the Orlesian army. Well regarded, respected. But it wasn't enough. One mistake. One mistake and everything I worked for fell apart.
It definitely is the kind of mistake that keeps you up at night. I can see that. I don't know what to tell you because it's easy to say move on and stuff, but the fact that you feel bad about it in some way, I feel like is already proof that you are better than the people who wouldn't think about this at all.
That's all for now.
Oh, Blackwall.
Yes?
That's all for now.
Okay, we'll talk. What do you want? They're keeping you here. Are they gonna execute you eventually? We don't know yet. Obviously, I'm not gonna let them because you are an important part of the Inquisition. So we'll talk to Cullen and we'll come back with something. Oh dear. Oh,
I have
right here.
Leliana's report on Tom Rainier.
Give me the overview.
Looks like our friend was once a respected captain in the Imperial Orlesian army. Before the Civil War, he was turned, persuaded to assassinate one of Celine's biggest supporters. He led a group of fiercely loyal men on this mission and told them nothing of it. His men took the fall for him. A few lucky ones, like Mornay, managed to escape.
I wonder if whoever's on the throne right now would affect this in some way. Because Celine is still on the throne right now, which means she would definitely want to try to find the people who try to kill her and her supporters. But I feel like either way, Blackwall would have, Rainier would have still felt guilty about it.
Let me guess. Our spy master had this lying around somewhere, didn't she?
It would have been difficult for anyone to connect Blackwall to Rainier. Even Leliana has something of a blind spot when it comes to wardens. What do we do now? Blackwall... Rainier has accepted his fate, but you don't have to. We have resources. If he's released to us, you may pass judgment on him yourself.
Oh my god. We could just leave him? No.
If it were up to you, what would happen?
What he did to the men under his command was unacceptable. He betrayed their trust, betrayed ours. I despise him for it. And yet he fought as a warden, joined the Inquisition, gave his blood for our cause. And the moment he shakes off his past, he turns around and owns up to it. Why?
Probably seeing the whole Orlesian throne stuff reminded him of it. And some things, if you don't deal with it properly, it'll just resurface again and again and again. Cullen, being a commander as well, has a lot of thoughts about the whole betraying his men thing.
Some part of you is impressed by what he did, isn't it?
Saving Mornay the way he did took courage, I'll give him that. But I can't tell you what to do.
No, we gotta get him out. I need a tank, okay? And I'm not letting one of my companions get killed.
Have Rainier released to us.
We must move quickly. We can explore our options back at Skyhold.
But we have to do something about his state of mind. Order the advisors to find a way to release Rainier from prison. Oh, it's a war table thing. Can I tell you about what we did just now?
Yes.
That's all for now.
We can release him, we can judge him. That's fine. But we have to make him accept that it's okay to live as either himself, or if he wants to continue as, being Blackwall to honor his legacy and all that. Because I get the pretty strong impression that he wouldn't be willing to accept just being released like that. Meriden?
What is a seeker of truth exactly?
A sort of Templar, I suppose. Why do you ask?
Everyone's talking about the one in the Inquisition.
Is there something you want me to do, Meriden? Or are you just chilling out here?
I thought maybe she was a guardsman.
Lady Cassandra
Okay.
is more than that. I've met her.
Please, move along. To you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart
Oh,
shall
yes,
burn
yes, yes.
an
Second-born.
unquenchable flame.
Yeah,
All in
let's
all,
go
the
back
Winter Palace
to...
game provided some fine sport, even with the extra player.
One cannot say it was not exciting.
Are you looking forward to the next Grand Ball?
I live for nothing else.
I don't think we'll be At least I'm not attending any more of those for a good while. Let's go back. Let's go back to Skyhold then. We need to give the crest to Josephine as well. Which is, compared to the whole Blackwall situation, that's a much lighter thing. Blackwall Rainier should be on the Orlesian side, but hold on. Measure Veil Strength. Inquisitor! The experiment was a success, and these readings are remarkable. By overlaying the relative strength of the Veil over maps of Orlais and Ferelden, I have extrapolated points where small rifts are more likely to develop. This should let us deploy Inquisition forces more wisely while still protecting people who would otherwise be threatened by demons. Can we tell people where these spots are so that we just move them out of that place directly? In addition, I've located one node of possible interest in the hinterlands, a very large rift that has not yet opened. It may be worth investigating the area. Okay, alright Solas, we might be going back there again, surprisingly. Red Jenny and the Bad Goods. The caravan we misled into the mountains surrendered after their food ran out. Their supplies of weapons and armor were ill-suited to survival. While their intended benefactors remain unknown, we have surely denied them, thanks to Sarah's friends. Good, probably a good thing. Draw the Red Templar Lieutenant. We have the name of the Red Templar Lieutenant who was dealing with Malefant and the Freeman, Carol. He is expected to be at the Lion's Pavilion 2 days from now. Do what is necessary to stop him, but for my sake, make it quick. I knew him once, a long time ago. Carol? I feel like we've heard this back in maybe Kirkwall. Just no rewards. Oh, is this another Umbris du Leon thing? Maybe. Tom Rainier's fate. Oh. There's two. If you think it worthwhile, we can have Tom Rainier, previously known to us as Blackwall, released from the Val Royeaux prison, in which he awaits justice. Keep in mind, Inquisitor, that he is wanted in Orlais for the massacre which claimed the lives of Lord Vincent Callier, general and staunch ally of Celine, and all of Callier's family. I leave this in your hands, Cullen. Josephine can request a special dispensation from the Orlesian throne, allowing Tom Rainier to be transferred to Inquisition custody. This may anger some, but after Halam Shirel, they owe us a favor. Two problems, one solution, says Leliana. There was a traitor to our cause, a man in similar build and appearance to Rainier. We bind and gag him, and have him take Rainier's place. He is condemned instead, and the world believes Rainier has paid the price. Okay. Cullen says we can storm the prison with a small force and take Rainier into our custody. Okay, thank you, Cullen. I don't think so. What about the other one? What is it? Rainier's release, an alternative. Leliana informs me that your contacts in the underworld could aid in having Rainier released from prison. This route would conveniently mask the Inquisition's involvement. An offer whispered in the right circles, a dozen factions vying for our favor. We'll see who desires it most. So this one's a little bit different. This one takes time. It's a Leliana, a second Leliana one. This one... If the Inquisition can be not involved, I guess that would be good, but I feel like everyone knows our companions anyway. People saw his face already in Orlais, and news travels fast, so it's gonna be like an open secret. This one is interesting. We can solve two problems with one solution, which is good, but I think Blackwall is gonna be upset about it. Or Rainier, yeah, we know Blackwall Rainier, because he doesn't want someone else dying for him. This is kind of the reason why he went to that guillotine execution to begin with. Even if it's someone that is meant to die or whatever, a traitor, he would be upset about it. I'm actually more partial to the Josephine one. Yeah, because we're calling in a favor from Orlais directly. We're just doing it as on the table, as by the book as possible. Yes, it's biased because it's really just me exerting my power because I want Blackwall back, but we get to do that because we're in good standing and we can call in a favor. No matter what option we choose, everyone's gonna see Blackwall again eventually and they're gonna connect the dots anyway, so why not just do it like above the table? Show off our power, because we can. I'm okay with that. The dispensation came, few questions asked. What passed in Halam Shirel is fresh in their minds. Rainier awaits your judgment, says Josephine. Good. Yeah, we have that power. Let's use it. Okay, we gotta do some of the other ones here. Oh, wait. What about annexing Kirkwall? Yeah, Sebastian says, I want to invade Kirkwall. Will you help me? Josephine says, let's not help. Let him do his thing. Leliana says, let's infiltrate his ranks and let him do it. Cullen is like, let's help Aveline so we can repel the attack. Let's, please. Like, you know the whole mage business right now? We already took in the rebel mages into our ranks in the Inquisition. And you're going to hunt down rebel mages. We're just not talking about that right now, okay? Like, we gotta deal with bigger things. Please, Sebastian. Another time, okay? I don't have time for this. A trouble of red jennies. I will never understand how they function with the same name. A memo from Leliana written on a letter from Sarah. Sometimes we trade off baddies. Some knob learns your tricks, message another red jenny. Now you're twice as hard to catch. Looks like magic except no demons and no magic, I suppose. Anyway, the caravan we took over, there's 2 leads on that from 2 other jennies. Good ones too. Sarah. Simple sketches of the other jennies and their locations are scribbled below. Their mustaches seem improbable. Navarra, Johi, and Tentervale. Charade. Supplied from Navarra, I can leverage the Pentagast name to manipulate to a degree, but perhaps we need to mention it to Cassandra. Funded from Tentervale, they may be open to an alliance after the trouble in Kirkwall. I don't want to trouble Pentagasts and Cassandra by extension, so maybe we'll just go Tentervale. Does it matter? Doesn't seem like it does, just picking one red jenny or the other. Although,
let's see what we have.
I feel like we've been shafting Navarra quite a bit because the Navarra versus Tevinter Imperium thing, we also chose Tevinter there, so Navarra maybe not on the best of terms with us so far. Support from Navarra. Yeah, stop war between Navarra and Tevinter. We've had this one for a long time, I think. Ah, it's a Josephine one. Both Tevinter and Navarra were fighting against Venatori entrenched along their border. The battle showed no signs of abating until the Inquisition sent soldiers who pulled victory out of a seemingly insurmountable defeat. Both sides have attempted to claim this portion of land in the past, and both are attempting to do so again. Only the presence of our soldiers prevents them from beginning a war. We cannot allow this to happen. For the moment, each side is grateful enough to listen to our advice, and we must convince them to send their armies home. I will press on both sides, call upon all favors to do this. Sure.
At your service.
Okay. Alright, let's bring Blackwall back. We have to judge him. Defeat Carol. Yeah. Josephine, I have a gift for you, but let's get some work done first, alright? I've never even sat on this chantry throne since I got it. It's Andraste, I guess? Her neck is really long. Is that normal?
For judgment this day, Inquisitor, I must present Captain Tom Rainier, formerly known to us as Warden Blackwall. His crimes... well, you are aware of his crimes. It was no small expense to bring him here, but the decision of what to do with him is now yours.
We have to make him feel like he's done being punished. Like it's okay for him to forgive himself and move on.
I didn't think this would be easy, but it's harder than I thought.
Another thing to regret. What did you have to do to release me?
Josephine called in a few favors. There are enough people out there who owe the Inquisition.
And what happens to the reputation the Ambassador has so carefully cultivated?
It's fine, that's her job.
The world will learn how you've used your influence. They'll know the Inquisition is corrupt.
He would have said this about anything we did, because he wants so badly to die. It doesn't matter, this is literally how the game is played. It's fine.
Once the world is back to normal, no one will even remember this.
I'll remember. I accepted my punishment. I was ready for all this to end. Why would you stop it? What becomes of me now?
We haven't even defeated Corypheus yet, Blackwall. Are you really okay like this, as a Grey Warden? Keep him in servitude. Free him to make amends for his crimes. Give Rainier to the wardens once this is over. Once this is over? Well, he wants to be a warden anyway. But it's okay, you're better than a lot of wardens. You already are a warden, just not without the formalities. Don't like the wording of this, but it'll make him feel better, temporarily, because he wants to feel punished. I feel like these two are probably functionally the same, though.
You have your freedom.
It cannot be as simple as that.
It isn't. You're free to atone as the man you are, not the traitor you thought you were or the warden you pretended to be.
The man I am. I barely know him. But I have a lot to make up for. If my future is mine, then I pledge it to the Inquisition. My sword is yours. If I'd said anything less, would an arrow from the rookery have snuffed me like a candle?
Take your post, Tom Rainier.
We don't answer him. I don't know. Maybe that would have happened. But letting all of us here know about it, and then now you living as yourself, just talking about it instead of having it inside you the whole time, that's a start to something new, right? Consequences of Blackwall's lie. Maybe there's more to this.
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Her capture and disgrace could not have been more public. Grand Duchess Florian de Chalon, although her titles are among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture. You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Empress Celine left her fate to me. Interesting.
Despite her posture, Lady Florian has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
Why do I have to pose like a smug asshole all the time? I don't... So you're aware that Corypheus was never gonna do anything for you? Common work with a common. What does that mean? Put her guile to work for us. Jester's outfit, bad shoes, nah. Exile, out of my sight. I wanted to throw you in jail next to the other Venatori guy. We can't kill her. Because we spared her life. I think this is just pointless. The Jester, so not that one. I'm not sure what this one would be. Common work with a common. Put her guile to work for us. Exile? I almost feel like exile is a form of freedom. It's just not... She doesn't get to be an Orlais, but she can still do stuff outside, right? So, rather than have that, why don't you just work for us?
She remains a creature of formality and opportunity. We have use for both.
A little dangerous.
Grand Duchess, Josephine will see that your wiles profit the Inquisition. Don't disappoint.
Oh, one must remember that the game is never truly over, your worship.
Man, everybody disliked that. She is dangerous to keep around. But oddly enough, I would rather have a dangerous person near me than far away from me where I don't know what you're doing. And it seems like there was another war operation associated with that too, so we will see. Can we talk to Blackwall? Should we call him Rainier from now on? Is he back? What? Does Meriden have something for us? Yeah, he is back.
Something you wanted to talk about?
Probably not.
Carry on.
The little mosaic thing got a bit bigger. Is it? I don't know what it is at all. Like a dragon or something? How you doing, Solas?
The new power you wield. I heard from Cassandra that it is the magic of the Knight Enchanters. If I am not mistaken, the techniques descend from those of ancient elven mages called arcane warriors.
Oh.
I wonder what they would think to see their magic used in defense of the Chantry.
It was already being used that way when we had Wind use arcane warrior stuff back in Origins then, right?
I doubt they were called arcane warriors in Elven.
The formal name for the techniques you have learned was the Durthena and Nassaline, knowledge that led to victory. Mages who eschewed physical confrontation called it Gilanim Banalvan, the path that leads astray.
What can you tell me about the arcane warriors?
They were elite guardsmen, serving as bodyguards or champions for nobles, as I understand. Mages who focused on spirits or the Fade might sneer at their physicality, but never doubted their honor. They were the living embodiment of will made manifest, mind shaping the body into the perfect weapon.
That sounds really cool the way you put it.
I hope they would be proud to see another of our people practicing their techniques.
I hope so as well. So much knowledge has been lost. Perhaps having something they created carried forward, even in such a different form, would gratify them. Did you need anything else?
No, I think that's it.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I guess I could do a respec of my points now too, for stuff that I don't use, which I have a pretty good idea of what skills I use and don't use. I don't really use chain lightning anymore, which is why it's not here. Maybe when I get the time to go near that respec thing again. Hi, Dorian.
Interesting story. I was speaking with your ambassador not long ago. Dearest Josephine, I said, how remarkably distracted and flush you seem. Whatever could be the reason. And she dropped her pen. Bravo, Inquisitor.
Shut up, Dorian. Leave my love life alone.
I should go.
I do rather like watching you leave.
You really gonna keep saying that? Don't let Josephine hear it.
Greetings again, Inquisitor.
Y'all good?
I trust everything is well with the mages.
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars.
Oh.
But overall, it is going well.
I'll leave you to it.
We should talk to... Hold up. We should talk to Vivienne then. Maybe she'll have something to say about our Knight Enchanterness. We're Knight Enchanter buddies now. Oh! You're here. You just move around all the time?
Of course.
Okay.
My dear, I know you must have a great deal on your mind right now, but I need to speak with you. You know as well as I how far the Inquisition's influence has spread, and how desperate the Grand Clerics have become. Our opinion will be instrumental in their election of the new Divine.
I think she knows this already.
I thought that might be coming after the Grand Ball.
The Inquisition may not be invited to their vote, but our actions will certainly influence the Grand Clerics. To sit on the Sunburst throne, a candidate should have grace, charm, and a will of solid steel. Cassandra may lack the first two, but unless you can think of someone better, she is the strongest choice.
We also have Leliana. I wanted to ask her how she felt about that whole thing too. Does she want to do it? Leliana... She's certainly used to a lot more of the behind-the-scenes stuff.
What would your ideal Divine do with her power?
The most important thing, of course, is the restoration of the Circles and the Templar Order. The institutions that have protected Thedas for ages must be rebuilt and the malcontents utterly crushed. We cannot allow anarchists to threaten the lives of the innocent. After we have restored sanity to the world, there will be time to address voices of dissent.
Where can we find candidates outside of the Chantry? There must be someone other than Leliana or Cassandra.
The Chantry is already desperate. They would not look to unordained women if they had any choice. You may have better luck searching the halls of the Imperial Court. There are many women serving the Empire who have the necessary presence and acumen.
Are you trying to propose yourself? I'd like to hear what you have to say about Leliana.
Leliana might be a better choice than Cassandra, don't you think?
Leliana is a well-meaning fool. She will do irreparable harm to countless people in the name of freedom. She proposes to abolish the circles with nothing but a solemn promise from mages not to murder children. When an angry mage lashes out inside a tower, villages aren't destroyed. The circle protects us all. Mages will die and take ordinary men with them in a war that cannot be won. Consider carefully, Inquisitor. Everything we do is a sign from the Maker to those who seek one.
I need to know a little bit more about Leliana's plans first. She wants to change up a lot of the stuff. Well, okay, if you're just talking about the whole like social navigation of the social whatever stuff, she was a bard before, so she can definitely do that. Probably better than Cassandra. But I don't know how used to she is working from not the shadows.
It's a noble calling, the Knight Enchanter. You have joined the ranks of the most select mages. You should be commended. So few have the discipline necessary.
I didn't realize you were a Knight Enchanter, Vivienne.
Of course I am, darling. Knight Enchanters serve in the highest echelons of the Chantry and Circle. Where else would I be?
Yeah! I don't know if I care that she approves or not, but I'm glad you're happy about it.
I'm pleased you approve of my choice.
You have your moments, my dear.
Thanks, I guess. Alright. Thank you, Vivienne. Leliana is she... Oh yeah, we should be doing her thingy too. We have to go look for what Justinia left for her. You busy, Leliana? Just looking out the window?
You've joined a fellowship with a distinguished history. Knight Enchanters have long served the Divine.
Yeah, about that.
Alas, we are lacking one at the moment.
Indeed.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, that's sorry.
I was thinking it even as you said it. No matter, you have chosen well, and are in good company. I had friends who were Knight Enchanters, who served at Justinia's side, who died with her. It's good to see new mages keeping this flame alive.
I was thinking about the election when I said that. I wasn't meaning to bring up Justinia again. I'm really sorry, Leliana.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Oh?
What do you know of Morrigan?
She's changed. She used to be so disagreeable, cruel. She said things just to hurt people. Now the sharp edges have worn away. Perhaps it was Kieran. He seems so normal, like any other little boy, and so polite. Not that I was expecting anything else. I mean, never mind.
Wait till you find out who the dad is. Does she know? Do all of our party members back from Origins know? I don't even know that. But yeah, I can see that. Motherhood changing somebody. I'm glad it sounds like you and Morgan are on okay terms, because yeah, back at the Winter Palace, it sounded like you didn't like her.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
They used to be so tight. Hey, can I ask you more about, like, do you want to be the Divine?
Silveric knew where the champion was all along. That's the last time we sent Cassandra to interrogate.
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally like her. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
All the Chevaliers? Alright.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
I'll leave you to your work.
Yeah, we should do the thing for her. To go into that place to find Justinia's gift. Alright, sounds good, sounds good. No, I came for Blackwall. Blackwall who's not even around this place. Also gonna sell some stuff while we're here because I marked my valuables already, just didn't sell it. Thank you. This stuff is still so expensive, even though I can't afford it now. My money is not doing too much though. Maybe I'll buy more of those scrolls to get more Inquisition perks?
Your worship, I suppose.
You suppose. Alright. Reinforced defender armor, it's not good. Protocols, I can buy a good few more. I can buy the cheap ones. Just buy a whole bunch of them. I literally don't do anything with my money. If we can get a few perks from this, that'd be kind of nice. That didn't even go up by that much. It's Josephine's favorite. We're using money to buy influence. It'll get expensive really soon though. Arlesan Accord. Hazmal Accord. Yet spy documents. Make ourselves powerful. High Ever Accord. Okay. Oh my god, we got 30 power from that. And then a perk and a half. That's good. Hey, Blackwall. I like how we used the Inquisition's power to release Blackwall, and then I went and used a whole bunch of my influence again and money right before talking to him. How are you doing?
Inquisitor?
What name do you prefer?
How shall I refer to you? Rainier or Blackwall?
I've gotten used to Blackwall. Perhaps we could treat it as less of a name and more of a title. Almost like Inquisitor. Reminds me of what I ought to be.
But you should live as yourself and for yourself, too. If you prefer it, though.
Everyone needs something to aspire to.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand.
Is there anything you actually know about the Wardens?
This is different.
Or did you make it all up?
I made very little up. I also feared you knew enough to contradict me. Warden Blackwall told me a bit before my initiation, but it is a secretive order. Not even the most senior wardens know all there is to know.
That means you were never gonna be affected by the calling. That's why you were okay. Right.
Now we know why you were never worried about Corypheus's calling.
Yes. I have none of the warden's abilities and none of the drawbacks. Still, I would have fought through the darkest pits of the deep roads like any true warden. There's more to it than being able to sense darkspawn. Warden Blackwall would have agreed.
Do wardens actually have some kind of special ability besides nightmares and sensing darkspawn?
The Wardens at Adamant listened to you. They saw you as one of their own.
Perhaps it takes an outsider to show how much of yourself you've lost. I never understood the reality of being a warden. I only saw the ideal. I suppose I reminded them of something they'd forgotten.
The reason why you were chosen by the original Blackwall to be a warden in the first place? Remember, a lot of wardens were just criminals to begin with, and you were probably on the run when he found you, weren't you? It's okay to idolize them, but, you know, realize that it's not as perfect as you think it is.
You have a lot of respect for the Wardens.
They take all men, from the most noble to the most despicable, and make them equals. I needed to believe something like that was possible.
Why did Blackwall want to recruit you?
He never told me. I don't know what he saw that day besides some wreck starting a bar fight. That night, I taught some village militia a painful lesson about harassing the tavern girl. Didn't know I had an audience.
I can see why the Warden was impressed.
You're assuming my intentions were noble.
Were they not?
Told the girl to keep the wine coming. She couldn't, not with those louts bothering her. Something had to be done.
His current attitude is an overcorrection of the way he was in the past.
We'll continue this another time.
That's okay. I mean, we all grow up and turn to different things to do. We just turn to different people as we grow up, right? So it's fine, it's fine.
The war in Olay has claimed too many lives. I pray that it's over for good.
I hope so too.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I just know that you could shake this world to its foundations if you willed it.
Only with your help? I think we did all this already.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Of all of them, I'm most glad for Sarah. She's been a friend.
Oh! It doesn't elaborate. Why? I don't think I've heard that one before.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Varric's amused at what's happened. He seems to think I'd make a good storyteller myself.
Wait, these are updated. Because of Blackwall's event?
You must have some feelings about our...
I've been too hard on Cole. He's odd and often confounding, but there may be some good in him after all.
Oh,
The
good.
least I can do is support him while he sorts himself out.
Yes, yes, yes. And you can perceive him and remember him too. Good.
You must...
Don't play Diamondback with Solas. You've been warned.
Okay, that's
At
not
your
new.
service.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
Wait.
I just know that you could shake...
You must have...
I've been too... The least I can do is support him while he sorts himself out.
Now I gotta do this again.
Cassandra hasn't forgiven me for the lie. I think the
Ooh.
worst of the anger has passed. It's just disappointment now, and that's worse.
It's like when your parents are so angry at you, they don't even say anything. They don't yell.
You must...
Don't play I'm here.
What about the other side?
What do you think of the...
I just know that you could shake...
What do you think of my advisors?
I have nothing but respect for Cullen, but I'm certain he no longer wants anything to do with me. Maybe one day
Damn.
he'll learn to trust me again. But I'm not holding out much hope.
People who lead men probably feel much stronger about Blackwall's actions.
What do you think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely, and craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
What do you think of my advisors?
I have nothing but... Maybe one day he'll learn to trust me again.
What do you...
Are there more?
Josephine's lovely. and
Do we have other
craftier than you'd
advisors?
expect.
What do you...
Leliana?
Leliana is lonely. That's really all I see. All she has is her work. I pity her sometimes, as odd as that may seem.
Yeah, this definitely changed, because I'm pretty sure he used to talk about the kidney thing with Leliana. How she'd stab his kidney in the middle of the night. Leliana.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
We're all so consumed by work. Like Leliana in particular, I don't even know... We don't know much about Leliana's family. Was she basically like an orphan just because of her... And she was raised as a bard, pretty much, and then now Welonz cousin is away. She's all alone. Yeah, there's people here, but... Not... It's different, you know? The closest friend she has here is probably Josephine. Nobody's in the kitchen today. What's that stuff over there? Oh, our bottles! Cool, we were keeping all of them in a room. Not drinking it, just keeping the bottle around. Nice that we have that, I guess. Anyone been drinking them? At all? That looks like an Orzammar statue. Hey, someone bring the golden nug back here, please. I don't want it in Orlais in that shop. I want it here. Oh, wow. This is super cobwebbed up. No one's been cleaning this? Ew, I'm just standing in it. That's a huge book. What is green? Oh my god. What is green? Imagine I should present to you an object which, to my mind, is of indisputable greenness and ask, does this thing appear to you to be green? Naturally, you might say that it does, for you have come to recognize the appearance of the color of the object to be green, associating the word with what your eyes see. But could it be my understanding of green differs entirely from yours? What if, perchance, you could see into my mind? You might realize that all things I name green are actually red in your understanding. Ah, without the moorings of objective truth, we are set adrift in oceans of solitary experience. The moment I read the title, I knew this was what that's gonna be about. The promising opening to a lecture given by Karstein Groke, philosopher poet at the University of Orlais. The lecture's quality dropped significantly after this point, and ended quickly when Groke subjected audience members to a poorly constructed ode to chartreuse. He fled from the auditorium under fire from students armed with overripe red tomatoes. Or are they really red? The Folly of General Not Sheraton. We've read something with this title before. 5. In the days that followed, to avoid scandal, the appointing of Not Sheraton was claimed a grand tactic of the true general, who must have orchestrated the whole affair from secret. From secret, meaning the cloakroom, for not even his own attendants knew his face, and they would have had the guard whisk him to jail for trespassing. But with his mask restored and wary of the embarrassment, the general was merciful, with Not Sheraton, imposing less than half the prescribed lashes and sparing her and her lord in the gallows. They were allowed to leave Orlais on the condition that Not Sheraton was henceforth her name. Yeah, not sure what the beginning of this one was about. Not Sheraton. The Pyramids of Parvolin. The island called Parvolin was the first land in Thedas to be taken by the Qunari, and has been held by them ever since. But while the Qunari have raised their own marvels on the island, the famed city of Qunendar comes to mind. Parvolin had a rich history before the Qun ever came to its shores. Tear your eyes from Qunendar's wonders and look instead to the jungle. There, you'll see the ruins of vast cities that proclaim in silence, "We were here." Parvolin's distinctive pyramids, looming from the overgrowth, have remained largely intact, even if their intended purpose has been lost. They do not seem to be tombs, though some chambers contain bodies that have been carefully preserved. Amazingly, the pyramids' proportions are mathematically perfect. Since their alignment is so precise, one suspects they serve some scientific purpose. Observatories, perhaps? Anvin Therastus has observed that the shape of the Parvolin pyramids seems perfectly to match the constellation Solium. Oh, maybe they were just really precise people. It doesn't have to be a science thing, right? They were just good. Or maybe pyramids only work if they're mathematically perfect. We know more of the pyramids than we do of the humans who built them. The Qunari came to Parvolin as conquerors, but there's no history and little sign of battles fought on the island's shores. A civilization that could build such vast cities would surely have defenses, armies, perhaps weapons alien even to the Qunari. So why is there so little proof of resistance? One answer may lie in what remains of their temples. Beneath the leaves and vines covering the walls, you can still make out the stylized carvings that adorn them. The paint has long since flaked away, but the silhouettes are clear. Intricate sea creatures, shipwrights, musicians, archers, and kings. Here and there, odd figures are depicted, tall, horned, always in the position of authority and respect. Oh, they look like Qunari? What were these horned figures to the ancients of Parvolin? Priests? Ritualistically crowned? Heroes? Gods, perhaps? We may never know the truth. But when the Qunari arrived from the sea, horned and carrying the word of the Qun, perhaps instead of conquerors, the people of Parvolin saw an old legend returning to them. This is all supposition. The humans of Parvolin are Qunari now, their ancient civilization discarded like a child's toy. Yet the pyramids remain, along with the old cities, the island itself. One day, greater scholars may hear what they have to say. Interesting. Kind of reminds me of Navarra too. Pyramids, tombing people up, Egypt. The first blight. Oh, this is something we've definitely read before. Chapter 2. People today have little concept of the consequences of the second sin. Chantry-going folks will curse the use of foul magic, spitting and snapping their fingers, but none live today who actually remember the horror that was unleashed so very long ago. How long ago was the first blight? Back when Corypheus was still alive? 1,000 years? Maybe some elf is alive? Elves? Actually, I don't know how long people live for. Well, humans. Let's say humans live for 100, which is kind of doubtful given these medieval-ish circumstances. And then elves complain about how humans made them mortal. Dwarves? Maybe a few hundred years? I have no clue. Whatever records might have existed regrettably did not survive the chaos and ignorance that was to follow. We have only the tales of survivors handed down throughout the murky ages and the dogma of the Chantry to instruct us. And that is precious little indeed. I believe I am not understating when I say that the second sin unleashed the bane of all life upon Thedas. The Darkspawn are more virulent than the worst plague, a heartless force of nature that came into our world like an ill wind. We know from accounts of later blights, as these Darkspawn invasions came to be called, never has a more appropriate name existed, that the Darkspawn spread disease and famine wherever they tread. The earth itself is corrupted by their presence, the sky rolling with angry black clouds. I do not exaggerate, my friends, when I say that a mass gathering of Darkspawn is an omen of dread cataclysm. It's said that those cursed magisters who became the first Darkspawn scratched at the very earth to find solace in the darkness of the dwarven deep roads, and there in the shadows they multiplied. Whether by intelligent design or by some last vestige of worship in their minds, they attempted to locate the old gods they had once served. They found what they sought. Dumat, first among the old gods, once known as the Dragon of Silence before the Maker imprisoned him, and all his brethren, beneath the earth for the first sin, usurping the Maker's place in mankind's heart. The slumbering dragon awoke, freed from the Maker's prison by his twisted followers, and became corrupted himself. Dumat was transformed into the first archdemon, his great and terrible power given will by a rotting unholy mind. With the Darkspawn horde following, Dumat rose and took wing in the skies once again, bringing ruin to the world the Maker had created. The old god had become the eye of a dark storm that would ravage the entire world. Supposedly, the dragon that we saw with Corypheus is Dumat. We haven't confirmed it either way, but it's still alive. The last time we saw it at Adamant, it just flew over and... yeah. It's still around, isn't it? Okay. That book didn't have anything. Josephine? Josephine, I have something for you. Now that we got some work done. Oh, no, no, no. Josephine.
Why, what's this?
You said you wanted to see your original family crest. I found one for you.
It's a boat!
I'm astonished. I'd given up hope that any example of the early family crest still existed. It even has our first motto, back from when we had a trading fleet to speak of. From sea to shore, we tame the waves.
Anything to see you smile.
You've certainly succeeded. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything to see a smiling face. Good, good, good.
Yes?
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely
They
a
love
noble
us.
house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Good.
Let's speak later.
Another time.